Chapter 22. There was no reply to my call. "Hello," I tried again. "Is Samuel there? May I speak to him, please? It's me, Victoria Blydell, Tory." When there was still no response, I stepped back, trying to think what I should do. "He won't come," I told myself. "He doesn't want to speak to me." I was about to leave when someone poked his head out of the tent. It wasn't Sam, but an older Negro man with touches of white in his hair. His dark, wrinkled face made me think he was old enough to be the boy's grandfather. His look was solemn, suggesting he was not pleased to see me. For a long moment he studied me as if trying to read me. Then he said, "What do you want, miss?" "Please, sir, I'm looking for a boy named Samuel," I said, wishing to be as polite as I could. "Why?" he demanded. "I'm trying to find my brother. He's disappeared." Alarm filled the man's face. "Are you saying that Samuel had something to do with your brother going missing?" "Oh, no, sir. I'm just looking for help finding him." "What's Samuel got to do with it?" "He's the last person I know to have seen him." The man continued to consider me with distrustful eyes. "Where," he said, "was that?" "Last night at the Mercury." "Was he gambling?" "Oh, no, sir. He's only 10 years old." 10? What was he doing in the Mercury at night?" "I think he was looking for me." "Where were you?" His tone was severe. "I was fishing down bay with a friend, only I was stuck there. When I finally got back my brother was gone. I don't know where. I've been looking for him." "What's your brother's name?" "Jacob. I spoke to Samuel this morning. He told me that he saw Jacob last night listening to him play at the Mercury." "I'm Samuel's father, Mr. Nichols. How'd you know Sam lived here?" "An old man at the Mercury told me. When I got here I heard Sam playing that song I often think of riding home. I followed it." "How old are you?" 14, sir." "Where are your parents?" "My father is at the diggings. My mother hasn't come out yet." "You telling me you and your brother are here in this city alone?" "Yes, sir." "And you said your name is Victoria?" "Yes, sir." "A girl, right?" I nodded. Mr. Nichols frowned, and his eyes never stopped appraising me. "I need to get this right. You and your brother are in San Francisco alone. Now he's missing, but you're not blaming Samuel?" "Oh, no, sir. I just need help finding him." As if trying to make up his mind, Samuel's father continued looking at me. At last he said, "All right. You can step in, for a minute." With one hand he held the tent flap wide. With the other he made a beckoning gesture. It was not a welcome, but permission. I hesitated for a half-second, then I said, "Thank you, sir," and went in. The dim tent was neater than Jacob and I kept ours. 3 beds were laid out side by side. 2 boxes stood in the back area. Sitting on one of the beds was Sam, the key bugle on his lap. When he glanced up at me, his face showed not the slightest recognition. All the same, I was sure he must have recognized me and heard the conversation. "Do you know this girl?" his father said to him. His eyes were severe, but I thought protective. Sam considered me for a brief moment. "This morning," he said to his father, not to me, "when I was practicing at the Mercury. She was asking about her brother being there." "I think Jacob was looking for me," I interjected. Still speaking to his father, Sam said, "I told her I don't know anything about him." "Did he tell you that?" Mr. Nichols demanded of me. "Yes, sir." "Then what else do you want?" There was displeasure in his voice. "Please, sir," I said, speaking fast because I was nervous. "I was hoping Samuel might have remembered something that could help me. I have to find my brother. And another thing, Jacob had a pelican feather in his hat. Our father gave it to him before he went to the mines. When I was in the Mercury this morning after I spoke to you," I nodded to Sam, "a man demanded to know what I was doing there. When I told him, he said Jacob hadn't been in the Mercury, told me to leave. But the thing is, he had a feather on his coat, a pelican feather, just like Jacob had." As I spoke, Mr. Nichols' face filled with unease. "What man was that?" "Tall, narrow face, long nose, trimmed beard, black cravat and high hat." Sam and his father exchanged looks of alarm. Their silent exchange made me think they knew the person I was talking about. Even so, Mr. Nichols said, "We know nothing about that man." I waited for them to say more. When they didn't, though I was disappointed, there was nothing for me to do but say, "Thank you," and start to leave. "Hold on," called Mr. Nichols. I stopped. "What's your name again?" "Victoria, sir. Victoria Blydell. You can call me Tori." "Okay, Miss Tori. Can you find your way out of here? It can be a fuddle." "I hope I can." Mr. Nichols made a gesture to Samuel. "You better show her the way." Sam looked at his father with, I thought, a question in his eyes. I think I saw his father give a tiny shake of his head, a no. I had no idea what it meant. Regardless, Sam put his bugle down on the bed, stood up, and said to me, "Come on." I went out of the tent first. Sam followed. I kept thinking, what did that no mean?